Biography of Zacharias Jansen, inventor of the microscope. Zacharias Jansen. Biography Zacharias Jansen is known as the inventor of the microscope. Zacharias Jansen was born in 1580 in the country of Windmills, Netherlands, and died at the age of 58. Or to be precise, in 1638, he was a scientist from the Netherlands. His most famous invention was the first microscope, which was used to see objects that were very small and difficult to reach with the naked eye. The discovery of the microscope had a big influence on the development of science, and quite a few major discoveries that were very beneficial for world civilization were researched using a microscope. He is well aware that in this world there are objects that are smaller in size and difficult to reach with the naked eye. In 1590, together with his father, he succeeded in creating a microscope using convex and concave lenses to magnify the appearance of very small objects. The first focus adjustment mechanism for a microscope was created and perfected by Campini, a scientist from Italy, in 1668. The discovery of the microscope at that time encouraged other scientists, such as Galileo Galilei Italy, to make the same tool. Even Galileo claimed to be the first creator who made this tool in 1610. Galileo completed making a microscope in 1609, and the microscope he made was given the same name as its inventor, namely Galileo's microscope. This type of microscope uses an optical lens, so it is called an optical microscope. Microscopes assembled from optical lenses have limited ability to increase the size of objects. This is caused by the diffraction limit of light, which is determined by the wavelength of the light, theoretically. The wavelength of this light is only about 200 nanometers. For this reason, this optical lens-based microscope cannot observe sizes below 200 nanometers. After that, a Dutchman named Antony van Leeuwenhoek (1630–1723) continued to develop microscopic magnification. Antony van Leeuwenhoek is not actually a professional researcher or scientist. His actual profession is as a wine taster in the city of Delft, Netherlands. He usually uses a magnifying glass to observe the fibers in the fabric, but his great curiosity about the universe made him one of the discoverers of microbiology. Leeuwenhoek used his very simple microscope to observe river water, rainwater, saliva, feces, and so on. He was interested in the many small moving objects that were invisible to the naked eye. He called the moving objects animalcule, which according to him were very small animals. This discovery made him more enthusiastic about observing these objects by further improving his microscope. This is done by stacking more lenses and mounting them on a silver plate. Eventually, Leeuwenhoek made 250 microscopes capable of magnifying 200 to 300 times. Leeuwenhoek carefully recorded the results of his observations and sent them to the British Royal Society, one of the contents of his first letter on September 7, 1674. He described the existence of very small animals which are now known as protozoa. Between 1963 to 1723 he wrote more than 300 letters reporting various results of his observations. One of them is the rod, coccus or spiral shape, which is now known as bacteria. These discoveries made the world aware of the existence of very small life forms, which ultimately gave birth to the science of microbiology in Europe. Microscopes have been known since the 17th century. And were used to see microbial animals. Interestingly, the Japanese liked to use it to observe small insects, and the results were books containing detailed descriptions of insects.